Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. So as I'm sure all of you guys are aware, I've always got you covered when it comes to making money fast or ranking up your character in GTA 5 online. And I'm not gonna lie boys, the methods in today's video are some of the easiest and fastest ways to make millions of dollars in GTA 5 online very quickly. So as always, if you guys do want to enjoy the video and you would like to see me cover more money methods and guides in the future, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below, and if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. With that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so coming in for the very first money maker method, and that is by beating this week's brand new time trial. It will be known as Perro Pier, however it only has a par time of 1 minute 43 seconds. Now the trick to beating this time trial is very easy indeed, and as long as you guys take the right routes and shortcuts, I guarantee all of you guys could beat this time trial very easily. Now the first thing you guys want to do is actually start the time trial up, then press start and set a waypoint to the finish line, as the game is not going to give you a waypoint. So once you start the time trial, if you don't have a waypoint, it could be very hard to know exactly what left or right to take. However, once you've set the waypoint, go ahead and restart the time trial. Now of course this time trial does take place on the pier, so what you guys want to do for the first part is just drive straight as quick as you can in a straight row. If you are wondering what vehicle I'm using, I'm actually using the Hakuchu drag with the HSW upgrades. If you guys don't have the HSW upgrades, then don't worry, this bike is extremely quick without the HSW upgrades. You could even complete it with bikes like the Batty 801. However, the first part is very self-explanatory, as you guys can see on screen. All you want to do is take the first right and then left, just so you guys can get off the pier and get straight onto the highway. Now from here, this part is extremely easy, and this is exactly why I prefer to use a motorbike over a car, because as you guys can see on screen, you can dodge in between the cars very easily when using a motorbike. However, once you guys approach the exit, you want to take a left, and you can do this left extremely quickly as the roads are massive coming off the highway, so you don't really run any risk of crashing into cars when doing this time trial. However, as you guys can see on screen, from here, all you have to do is follow the waypoint, taking your time, dodging in between cars, as if you guys aren't aware, the NPCs do act up when you start time trials. They will purposely try to knock you off your bike or crash into you. However, as you guys can see on screen, eventually you will drive past Mirror Park, ending up this dirt road. You want to make your way up this mountain, and as you guys can see on screen, when I approached the mountain, I wasted a bunch of seconds here catching unnecessary air. So with this part, I would suggest just taking your time, as it is a dirt road. There's not going to be any traffic on this road. You just want to make sure you don't fall off the road. However, you will notice when you get to the top of the mountain, just take an immediate left, drive towards the dam, and you will be able to beat this time trial very easily. As you guys can see on screen, I had a bunch of mistakes there, and I had well over 8 seconds to spare, which is a bunch of time. I could have crashed and fell off my motorbike, and I still would have beat this time trial easily, well within the time. Now of course, if you guys do play on PS5, Xbox Series, or the enhanced version on PC, there is another time trial known as the HSW time trial, and this week's HSW time trial is right next to the normal time trial and will be known as Perro Beach. So we just done a time trial known as Perro Pier, which was extremely quick. However, the HSW time trial, Perro Beach, is even quicker than the normal time trial. It has a par time of only 1 minute 21 seconds and will be earning you guys more than double the normal time trial. So just like the previous time trial, you want to go ahead and start the time trial, set a waypoint to the time trial, and then relaunch it. From here, go ahead and follow the waypoint so you can make your way off the pier. I'm not gonna lie, these roads are a lot more tighter than the previous time trial, so at the start of this time trial, just take your time dodging in between the cars. And once again, I am using the Hakuchu drag with the HSW upgrades. There is tons of different fast HSW vehicles, so you don't necessarily have to use this motorbike, and I've already done a video covering the top 10 fastest HSW vehicles after all of the latest patches. So if you are interested in what the fastest cars are in GTA 5 online, I'll leave a link to that video down low in the comment section. However, once you guys approach the big main road, as you guys can see on screen, you can pop a wheelie or lean forward on a motorbike to increase your speed. And because this time trial is so short and quick, as you guys can see on screen, before you know it, you will be approaching the finish line, which will bag you guys a very nice 250k for completing it. I had an insane 12 seconds to spare, finishing this with 1 minute 9 seconds, so making 250k for only 1 minute of driving. It's definitely worth going ahead and doing. However, coming in for the next best money making method, and that is by grinding out the 5 times money that Rockstar Games are currently offering on the Super Yacht Life missions. The first thing you guys want to do is be in a free roam session, press start, go across to online, go down to jobs, and you want to start the mission known as Bon Voyage. Now, before I break down the exact payout, it is worth mentioning there is a bunch of different factors that Rockstar Games will use to work out your final payout. So the first and most important factor is the time that you guys spend in the mission. So I put this graph together exactly showing you guys how much percent of the max pay you guys will be earning depending how many minutes are spent in your game. So as you guys can see on screen, one thing that you guys don't want to do in under 2 minutes, because you guys are going to be earning a very low payout where just parking up and going AFK, you're going to be massively increasing your payout. So you can earn 25% of the max payout between 2 to 3 minutes, 37.5 between 3 to 4, 50% at 4 to 6 minutes, 70% of the payout at 8 to 10 minutes, 80% of the payout at 10 to 12 minutes, 90% of the payout at 12 to 15 minutes, with the max payout earned by spending 15 minutes in the mission. Now, they aren't the only ways that you guys can increase the money and RP earned from this mission. You can also earn a 20% RP bonus by completing this mission with at least 2 players in the same crew. Now, if you guys don't have an active GTA 5 crew currently in GTA 5 to go ahead and grind this method out with, don't worry, stay tuned and I will explain to you guys in just a couple minutes how you guys could all find an active crew to go ahead and do this method with. However, you guys can also earn an additional 10% RP bonus by completing it with at least 2 players that are on your friends list. So if you guys have the same 2 players that are in your crew, go ahead and add them to your friends list so you guys can earn a massive 30% RP bonus by going ahead and doing so. Now, of course, if you guys aren't aware, by playing on free aim, so by changing your targeting mode to free aim, each player is also going to earn a 25% RP bonus. So far of the last 3 bonuses, you're talking about increasing your RP up to 55%. However, the final multiplier that can increase your payout whilst grinding these missions is just the amount of players that are actually in your lobby, as I mentioned at the start of the video. So you will be getting 10% more money and RP by completing it with 2 players. You'll get 20% more money and RP by completing it with 3 players. And for completing it with 4 players, you guys are going to be receiving a whopping 30% increase to both your money and RP. So like I mentioned to you guys at the start of the video, it's all good saying you like grinding out solo and doing missions solo, but because this mission is so easy and straightforward, you can go ahead and complete it solo and just leave the other players in your lobby, and you're going to be massively increasing your payout every single time. Okay, so now I've explained how you guys can earn all of the bonuses and how the payouts do work. The payouts I'm about to show you guys should make a lot more sense. So as you guys can see on screen, for completing this Bon Voyage mission with just 1 other player in around 8 to 10 minutes or so, so we didn't even earn the max payout for the time spent in the game, we still earn an insane 184k plus 11,000 RP. And I'll be honest with you guys, I went completely AFK for this mission, hence the reason my character's standing on this random sofa. The mission is so goddamn easy. I guarantee by just inviting random players into your game, if you don't have that many friends or crew members to increase the payout, most players can beat this mission extremely easily. Now, of course, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, the best way to increase your payout is by inviting other players into your game, so you don't lose anything by just inviting more players. as you guys can see on screen, I decided to invite 2 more players into my game, so we had 4 players in a mission, and this time once again we only spent about 8 minutes in the mission, so nowhere near the max payout. And just by getting 2 extra players into our mission, the payout was able to massively increase from 184 up to 249k for a single mission that, like I said, is extremely easy to do. Of course, we also earned nearly 14,000 RP, so if you guys are looking to rank up at the same time, there really isn't a better method you guys could grind out right now. However, the best part is, like I said, we could increase that by more by just spending a few extra minutes in the game. So by spending 15 minutes in the game with 3 other players, do bear in mind these players weren't in the same crew as me and only one was on my friends list, so we never earned all of the max increases. However, by spending just 15 minutes in the mission and going AFK, the payout once again jumped up from 250k to an insane $312,000 for a single mission alone. Plus, like I said, as you guys can see on screen, an insane 17,000 RP. The fact Rockstar Games is just giving away so much money with the 5 times money payouts is probably a sign that these mansions that are getting released soon aren't going to be cheap whatsoever. So definitely, like I said, join the Discord server if you guys do need some extra players to grind out this method with. However, coming in for the next best money making method, and that is by grinding out the double money and double RP that Rockstar Games are currently offering on the Deadline Adversary mode. Now, if you guys are able to earn all of the in-game bonuses, which not many people know about, you can earn a ton of money very easily. Now, I will say, unfortunately, this method can't be done solo. You will need one other player to go ahead and grind it out with. So if you guys don't have that many friends that do play GTA 5 online, feel free to go ahead and join my Discord server, which will be linked in the pinned comment underneath this video. We've got tons of active players always up for grinding money and helping each other out. Or if you guys don't use Discord, then feel free to leave a comment underneath this video with whatever platform you play on, along with your gamer tag, and you might be better off leaving what time zone you play in, just so you can match up with other players in the same time zone. Now quickly, before I get into exactly how much money you guys can earn and how you could earn all of the in-game bonuses, I'm going to quickly give you guys a quick heads up on what this adversary mode is all about. As you guys can see here, all players will basically just start on a Shatura motorbike, and you'll basically leave a trail behind your motorbike, which is like a laser, and that will basically destroy the other enemies. So the objective of the game is to get the other players to drive into that line that you leave right behind your bike. So as you guys can see here, I'm currently leaving an orange trail right behind where I drive because my color team is orange, and my friend is leaving a purple trail. As soon as I drive into his trail, I'm going to lose a life or he's going to gain a point depending on how you guys set the game up, which I will be explaining in just a second. So as you guys can see, as easy as that, I drive into my friend and then I end up losing a point. Now there is 3 pickups that you guys can pick up around the map to give you guys an advantage. The first one being the timer, which will slow down time. Obviously, this being such a fast-paced game mode, this one could be a lifesaver. If you see yourself coming into a close situation, you can quickly slow down time and make a move to the left or the right. The second one is the one you can see right here, is the speed boost, which is also pretty vital in this one, just in case you guys need to get in front of your enemies and quickly cut them off to take them out. I've noticed this has helped me a ton. And finally, we have the bunny hop. Pretty self-explanatory. If someone drives in front of you, you're able to jump straight over them. So that's basically the gist of this Deadline Adversary mode and how it works. Like I said, pretty straightforward and simple. So now we can move straight on to the juicy stuff and how much you guys are going to be earning depending on how much you guys spend in the game, as well as how to earn all the bonuses, which will make a massive difference to your final payout. So first things first, a lot of you guys have been earning crappy payouts from this Deadline Adversary mode are going to be doing exactly what I do here on screen, and this is something you guys want to avoid. So most of you guys probably, to start this adversary mode, you'll press start, go across to online, go down to jobs, play job, go down to Rockstar Created, go down to adversary mode, and you simply just want to select any of these deadline modes. Now what you guys will notice is when you actually go ahead and select one of these deadline adversary modes, it's going to do exactly what you guys can see on screen. It's going to put you into another random lobby where someone else is the host. Now you shouldn't need me to explain why you don't want this to happen, because obviously this person doesn't know how to set the games up properly, and you guys ain't going to be able to earn the most amount of money for the time that you guys actually spend on the game. So as you guys can see right here, I had a random level 55 who was setting up the game. So the first thing, the most important vital thing when you guys are grinding at this method is you can press start, go across to online, go down to Rockstar Created Jobs, play job, you want to go down to adversary mode, and then when you're over deadline, what you can actually do is bookmark the job. And by you bookmarking the job, it will basically allow you guys to host it every single time. When you guys go across to online, instead of actually starting the job directly through adversary mode, what you actually want to do is go over to bookmark jobs, and you'll see the bookmark jobs that you've just bookmarked there ready for you guys to host. Or another method would be, if you guys are looking to grind out the deadline mode for a bit longer, maybe a few hours or so, is to press start, go across to create playlist, and you want to just add a few of these deadline adversary modes into a playlist, because then from there you can go ahead and launch the playlist, and it'll just launch each of the deadline adversary modes one after the other, saving you guys time of backing out, loading in the sky and all that stuff. Now the second and probably the most important tip that you guys want to take note of is you cannot grind this method out to the max on every single deadline map. That's the reason why I thought Rockstar Games randomly added double money to this one, because this one's the hardest to work out how to actually maximize the most amount of money. So what you guys will notice is when I'm hovering over these deadline maps, some of them require a minimum of 2 players, while the majority of them require a minimum of 4 players. So as you guys can see right here, you don't want to bookmark deadline 1, 2 or 3. However, you can do this method with deadline IV number 4. You can't do it with number 5. You can do it with number 6. You can do it with number 7, and that is it. It must be between 2 to 4 players for you guys to be able to grind this out for the most amount of money with a friend, because obviously there's no teams on this adversary mode. It's 100% solo, so if you have more players, you're all going to be earning different payouts, and obviously only the top 2 are going to be earning decent money, while the other 2 people are just going to be wasting their time, and in that time the other 2 people would have been better off going head to head, because that way one of them 2 would have finished first in their game or even second. So in short, you're best off always playing with one other player, as you're not going to be earning any extra money by having more players in your game. Now there is going to be 2 big factors that you guys want to take note of in order to earn the most amount of money, and the first one will be the time spent in the adversary mode. So in order to earn the most amount of money from grinding out this game mode, you want to spend at least 15 minutes in the adversary mode. Now if you are doing this with one other player and you do set it up on the deathmatch style game mode, then all you can do is get 1 kill, go completely AFK, and like I said, you will be earning a very nice $60,000 from a single round alone. Now that isn't the only thing that can increase your payout. As you guys can see on screen, by earning $60,000 per round, you think that you'd only earn 120k, whereas you guys saw my final payout of 173k. That's because I was able to win the rounds one after the other. So you want to make sure if you're going to grind this out, you don't win one, let your friend win one, then you win one, because you're going to be missing out on a bonus $50,000 by just simply winning the rounds back to back. So for only winning 2 rounds of this deadline adversary mode with the double money and double RP, I was able to earn an insane 173k along with 12,000 RP. For a method that, like I said, could be done AFK, you really have no reason to complain. Whether you're looking for RP or money, you can grind this out and stack a ton in the background while grinding out any other business in the game. And like I said, if you do need any extra players to grind out any money making methods with, then do be sure to go ahead and join my Discord server, which will be linked in the pinned comment underneath this video. Nonetheless, that is going to do it from me, guys. As always, if you would like to see me cover more money methods in the future, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below, and if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.